Hey everybody, it's Rolly, and I'm back. So not that long ago, I was live. So if you actually caught me live and you're catching me live again, yay! I'm so happy to see that you're here. But I wanted to be able to jump on today to be able to introduce to you Paula. So Paula is one of our other speakers that is going to be sharing during our upcoming conference, and her topic is change your day from R to and so I want to be able to say that our committee of the women who got to choose the women who were actually going to be speaking, that was one of the things that caught their attention initially, was the title of your chat. So Paula, just the title allowed people to kind of go like, oh. And one of the committee ladies, committee meeting ladies, one of the, I don't even know how I'm saying that, but anyway, one of the ladies said, what she said is like, I can just feel, she's like, I just sound like a pirate. And then it's like, oh, I'm just into bliss. And so I just thought that was actually really funny. So that comment stuck to my mind when they were actually going through the list of different speakers to say yes or no to different speakers, which was a very challenging feat, I might add. Which is the reason why I formed a committee, because it was like, I can't choose. There's like too many amazing women that want to be able to speak. So I definitely couldn't choose. So can you tell me a little bit about how you came up with the title that you have?
Well, actually, it was really funny because several years ago, I did a similar presentation to a group of administrators from park districts. And they were really a very diverse, men, women, all ages, all backgrounds. And I just wanted to give them things that they could do at their desk every day and not worry about being interrupted, not worry about looking silly. And it just it was, when I first did it, it was the day after International Pirate Day or something like that. Jumped into my head and stuck, just like this. And your committee is just stuck.
Well, I think that's great, and I'm gonna if Amanda's not watching, because Amanda is one of the people who were on the committee that got to choose, and that was her comment. So if she's not watching now, I will definitely point that out to her and let her know, because that's what she said. Is like, she's like, it sounds like a pirate, and then you just go into like complete bliss, and I'm like, so that was the purpose.
Going into complete bliss.
So I love that. And one of the other things, I was talking with Lori after we had aired, and we were talking about the synchronicities and how things just kind of blend in together, because there was something that I had said during the broadcast that kind of brought Lori back to like, just a minute, I have to read something to you. And I just thought that was really interesting, because you were right after Lori. So we had that conversation with Lori. And Lori is a habit guru, and one of the things that she uses is Ayurveda. And are you still there?
I am. There you are. Got interrupted. The broadcast somehow went away for a moment, but I'm back.
Okay. So one of the things that Lori does is she uses Ayurveda. And so during this time of the year, having your neck covered is one of the things that she actually talks about, having that, being able to keep that warmth in at this time of the year. So the fact that you're immediately after Lori and that you've got the scarf around your neck trying to keep you warm, to be able to keep that warmth in, I just thought that was like the perfect epitome to like that a whole irony thing, right? So how things happen exactly the way that they're supposed to. Like, you literally followed Lori in terms of something that I already know that Lori shares and does. So I just thought that was actually kind of neat. Yeah. When I saw the scarf. So,
and Ayurveda has been forefront of that I've done for years, and there's just so many easy little things that we can do, like wearing a scarf around our neck to keep that warmth in.
Yeah, so it's just really interesting. So can you tell me a little bit, because now you're one of the people, so like I said when I was actually chatting with Lori, is that there's some people that I know, some people that I've connected with in different perspectives of the things that are going on, but you're not somebody that I know. So how did you come to know what it is that was going on with the conference and being part of it?
You know, I can't remember if I saw your request for speakers in it was one of the Facebook groups that I'm a member of. It might have been memberships or it might have been a publishing group. And I've been taking a bit of a soul soothing sabbatical for the last couple of months. I stopped teaching for a bit and I just needed some time. And so I hadn't been on Facebook very much. Just happened to be on was I think a Saturday right before the deadline of your request for applications, and I saw it and I thought, oh my gosh, this is a perfect match. I need to talk to her, and I believe things like that happen all the time. Where I'm not paying attention and all of a sudden I get this urge to do something and it's because something else is waiting there for me. And so I just right away contacted you and I'm very grateful to be part of this.
So, and I love those synchronicities, right? So, like, we talk about them as being like some people refer to them as fate, or some people refer to them as coincidences, but they really are those epitome of those messages of like, oh, I really need to do this, right? So, it's so interesting.
I love it. I always say that the angels are nudging me when things like that happen. You know, they're the ones who are taking care of me and making sure that I get where I need to be and where I want to be.
So, our theme this year is self love, and I am enough and you are enough. And so, how does that kind of fit with your lifestyle or the things that you're doing or your experiences?
My I'm gonna share a story because this is what really set me on this trajectory of self worth or feeling worthy. My dad passed. He was 98 years old. It'll be 5 years ago this April, and he had a major stroke. And the very next day, went to see him in the middle of the night because I was up, and why not go hang out with dad? And when I walked into the room, he was reaching one of his arms up to the sky and saying, Hallelujah. And I said, Dad, the angels are here to help you do whatever it is that you want to do, stay or go. You know, his whole life was centered around taking care of my mom. So he was determined to stay. And so that, you know, that was the angels will help you do whatever it is you want to do. About a month after he passed, I was on a phone call with somebody who was inviting us to visualize ourselves in a field with our goal at the other end of the field. And as I closed my eyes to visualize this, what I saw was angels in front of me, next to me, over me, behind me. And there was this sense of they've been here for me all along too. Why wouldn't they be here for me if they're here for other people? And there was this immediate sense of, yes, you are worthy. And worthiness I didn't name it that until probably the year before, but has been a theme of mine for myself in my teaching, in all the contact that I've had with people through retreats and workshops, because I find that so often we don't do things that we want to do because we don't feel like we're worthy of doing them. And to me, that's the foundation. So everything I do really, in some way, shape, or form, touches that theme of yes, you are worthy. Yes, you are enough, just as you are. You don't have to change. You don't have to adjust. You don't have to do anything. You're worthy just as you are. And so that's my arg to ah is basically you're worthy of feeling good throughout your day. And when you don't feel good, because we don't always feel good, to acknowledge the feelings so that you can move into a deeper feeling of bliss, even in the smallest ways.
And it is, and it's just so important for us to have those small things, right? So those little tiny things um, that we do for ourselves or that we say to ourselves allows us to be able to have that deeper meaning, right? So a lot of times, like, so in our head, we all know that I am enough and that kind of thing, but it's about being able to embody it into that whole part of self-love and that self-care and that commitment to ourselves. And that's what the whole theme of the entire weekend is about being able to find those little tidbits that somebody is going to say something that is going to allow us to be able to go like, just a minute, like that makes sense, right? So and it's just really interesting how a group of women can actually come together to be able to give everybody that. So there's not, and I can guarantee 100% that there's not one person who's not going to be attending that weekend, including the facilitators and the speakers and the exhibitors and everybody who's planning. There's not going to be one person who doesn't listen to what it is that's going on and be able to get that one piece of I know that they'll probably get more, but that one thing that they take away from that kind of goes like, oh, there's a light bulb. And most of the time, it's not something that's new. It's not something that they've heard for the very first time. It is something that the light bulb just finally comes on and you say like, oh, yeah, really, right? So like you're nodding. So do you want to say a little bit more about that?
Layers that we hear things over and over again, and it only takes once, and then it's the realization is, and sometimes we don't even know that we've heard it before, but our body knows, and so it starts to feel resilient, or it feels familiar, it resonates within us. And to me, one of the greatest gifts that I received from Ayurveda, there are two actually. One is to all that you do it with joy. And the other is that it all counts. Every little thing, every little thought that we have counts. So women who are at this conference, all it takes is one teeny tiny little thing, and then the whole world opens up to you. Your whole heart begins to expand. It's beautiful.
It really is. And I love that visual that you actually have, right? So like you had that visual, even using your hands, that little tiny seed that allows everything to open up. So I love that. And it's just, like I said, it's so incredible to be able to see how all of these things come together. And so if this is the first time that you're hearing about this conference, so this is our 4th annual, and we actually have gone global. So Paula, where are you in terms of, sorry, we missed that.
Just outside Chicago.
So Paula and I am way up north in a small community up in northeastern Ontario, but we have women from Australia and from the UK and all across the US as well as across Canada that are actually coming either to participate but also to be able to join us in terms of the of being able to speak or an exhibitor or some of our behind the scenes kind of helpers that are helping making sure that everything runs as smoothly as everything can when we have an event. But it's really incredible to be able to see women come together and bring forth the energy, and it's a different kind of energy that comes forward when a group of women, however women identify, so because we do have women that have that are non-binary, but in terms of that connection that we have of how we actually join together and come together as a group. And one of the things that is there's a quote that says when women come together, they can move mountains, right? So it really is, it's that powerful energy that women have when we get to come together and bring everybody together and share. And it's like literally like the mountains open up. So again, that whole visual of something so small becomes so large.
Exciting. It's so exciting.
So I want to thank you for taking the time to be able to come and introduce yourself and to share in this this energy. And so if you would like to be able to get more information, if you click on the link that's in the description on the video that you are watching, then it'll take you to get more information about the conference, as well as the links, the necessary links to be able to register. And if you have any questions, definitely shoot out some messages, and we can definitely help you out with being able to answer any questions that you have about the conference. But the biggest thing, and I know that I keep repeating this every time that I talk about this, is the most important part of it for me is that experiential component of us being able to come together. So there will be some opportunities for you to be able to connect with the speakers. You will have some opportunities to be able to connect with other guests, because that component of our Women Inspiring Women conference is so crucial. Because yes, we have a number of different speakers that are speaking, and yes, we have a number of different exhibitors that are going to share their products or their services. But during those breakout sessions and during those opportunities where we actually connect with the other women that are participating, that little seed may come from somebody who actually shares within that one of those circles. And so or inside the Facebook group or inside the chat. So like there's lots of opportunities to be able to really connect and get to know the women who are participating, despite the fact that this is you're going to be connecting with people all over the world. So it's really incredible, and I learn something new each and every time that I attend and participate. And so there's always that little aha moment. And I think that there's something that I get from each and every person that shares, but shares as a speaker, but also that shares around the circle. And so I'm really excited about this, and thank you again, Paula, for joining me on being able to share a little bit about you and what it is that you are bringing to the table for this conference.
Thank you, Rose, part of this.
So we will talk with everybody soon, and bye for now.
Bye for now.